You're watching WYLN TV 35.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week. Police in Scott Township have released new details after the body of a missing 7-year-old boy was discovered in the Susquehanna River over the weekend. Officials say Aiden Ha, who was autistic and nonverbal, left his home on Old Berwick Road early Saturday morning and walked toward the Susquehanna River. Police canine units tracked his scent straight to the water, prompting search crews to focus their efforts on the river. On Sunday afternoon, a Pennsylvania State Police helicopter from Harrisburg spotted Aiden's body about half a mile downstream from his home, and the Marine unit from Philadelphia recovered his body. Authorities say there is no sign of foul play, as the death appears to be accidental. No charges will be filed, and an autopsy will not be conducted. A big decision has been made by Amazon regarding a new business location. Amazon has decided on Hanover Township being the place for its new 250,000 square foot distribution center. Hanover Township manager Sam Gesto says the new facility will be built on a site on Desike Drive, a drive that used to be owned by the Earth Conservancy. The place will serve as a local hub for sorting packages from bigger fulfillment centers all ready for the delivery process, and it will serve a 50-mile radius with 800 to 900 vans in operation, according to Gesto. Gesto says the facility will get the job done for 150 to 200 in-house jobs, with site excavation expected to start at the end of October. The superintendent of the Pittston Area School District, 54-year-old Kevin Booth, is facing charges after police say he was involved in a domestic dispute over the weekend. According to investigators, officers were called to Union Street in Pittston around 9:15 Sunday night for a reported altercation between Booth and a woman. Police say the woman told them that she was tossed around and choked during the incident. Booth was charged with simple assault and harassment. A company is relocating from New York to Luzerne County. Governor Josh Shapiro announced a new $10.5 million investment from Mint X, a trash bag manufacturing company from Queens, New York. Mint X will be relocating to 33 Powell Avenue in Hazleton, where it will create at least 101 full-time jobs over the next 3 years. A 15-year lease has been signed that allows the company to ramp up production and expand its product line. Their move is supported by a funding proposal from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development with the addition of a $300,000 PA First Grant and a $1.59 million PA Industrial Development Authority loan. Mint X's CEO Jeff Dussich says the decision followed an extensive search for the ideal location, and Hazleton is the perfect place for its strong labor and location near the intersection of I-80 and I-81. Mint X manufactures and distributes the world's only EPA-registered and patented rodent-repellent trash bags, which are sold under its own brand and as a private label solutions for major retailers. Police are asking for the public's help with finding a missing 12-year-old boy. Wilkes-Barre City Police Department says they are looking for 12-year-old Josiah McClendon. The police did not share any information about his last known whereabouts. Anyone with information is asked to contact Lieutenant Stash at 570-208-0911 or to call 911. Luzerne County and Pennsylvania's Department of State are offering different explanations for why some voters received 2 ballots in the mail for the upcoming November election. State officials say the county mistakenly created duplicate mailing labels, but Luzerne County's elections office claims it is a problem with the state's SURE system, the database used to manage voter registrations across all the counties. The system is designed to prevent errors like duplicates, but county leaders are raising concerns about it. The Department of State insists the incident does not compromise the election process, noting that the SURE system prevents more than one ballot from being counted for the same voter. County leaders say they have already resolved the issue in cooperation with the state. The 31 affected voters have been contacted, and steps are being taken to ensure the fairness of the election. The last day to register to vote is October 20th, and the deadline to request a mail-in or absentee ballot is October 28th. Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Ashland Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were saved by the bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo. want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nesquebec and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
In this week's episode of Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to have a guest, Claudine Gallagher, and we're going to discuss how this whole thing works.
Hi, welcome to Watro's Weekly Update. I'm the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is my good friend, Dane Watro. How are you today, Dane?
Preston, very good. I'm a little bit disappointed, though. The weather is getting a little bit chillier.
Well, that's fall for
Yeah,
you.
I know.
I mean, I'm still excited for what the upcoming months have to give. But honestly, we never know with the holidays and all that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, based on a topic on the news that I did the other day, seems that the budget's not doing very good, is it?
No. I know I was on here a few weeks ago saying that I was hopeful to come back and say that we had a budget deal, but unfortunately we do not. And these are the segments I really don't like doing because it's bad. It's bad news, not good news, and it's unfortunate. Bottom line, Preston, is this. There's a budget like we have in our households, and Pennsylvania only gets so much money in. Now I'm going to throw some numbers out there. There's a budget that was proposed to us by my friends across the aisle of $50 point some billion dollars. That's $50 billion, just let's say that. Now, we don't have in Pennsylvania the revenue to bring in $50 billion to cover that debt. So my side of the aisle says let's keep everything status quo. that we had last year, around $46 billion. Okay, so that's, we want to have level funding, fund everything that was funded for last year, keep that going, keep the state open the way that was. That was lost by a vote of 1. So when it came up to a vote, it was shot down by 1 vote. And that would have kept level funding where we were last year. And the reason I say level funding, it's so important that if we go up $5 billion, like my friends across the aisle want to go, you're talking increase of taxes. If you don't increase the taxes, you're going to take from your reserve, from your savings account, and then the following year, and then the following year past that, we're going to have $0 in our savings. God forbid a big incident happens, like a bridge collapse, which it did in Philadelphia last year, and we had to go hurry up and repair that, but we had the money to do so. So if we rifle through our reserve funds, that's not a good thing. So being fiscally responsible is level funding that we had last year, maintain all the programs, everything that's happening, and keep things going in the right direction. But unfortunately, we lost that vote by 1 vote yesterday, late in towards the evening hours, and I'm hopeful in 2 weeks, maybe, there'll be some type of compromise getting back there. But like I said, we could only spend what we have. If we start spending more than the revenue that Pennsylvania generates, we're going to put Pennsylvanians in a bad position, and I will not vote to increase taxes. Things are still out of control. Price of groceries, price of home heating fuel that people are going to start having to spend from oil. It's not good. So we need to make sure that our belts are tightened up. We're not spending money we don't have, and I just encourage my friends across the aisle to come to a compromise and spend the money we have to spend, not a penny more. People can't afford it here in Pennsylvania.
So hoping is pretty much the only silver lining we got here, and just, ew, wow, man. So I think that really takes us to the idea on something that I created myself when it came to money a while ago. I created this saying, I don't want what I want what I need. That's
Yes.
When it comes to, only spending on your needs. Bingo. Is the idea.
Yeah, bingo. You're 100% right. And pretty soon, if they're not already, our school districts are going to really feel the pinch. Yeah. Our nonprofits are going to feel it. So we have to get it done. I'm appalled that we're back here in the district right now, which I love being back home and working for the people, but we need to be in Harrisburg. And when they adjourned us yesterday, I was frustrated because I wanted to come home.
That does sound pretty frustrating.
I wanted to come home to a balanced budget and say, we got a deal cut, and here's what it is. But like $5 billion over our spending revenue, it's not, no, I will not vote for that. And I know the people I represent do not want me to do such an irresponsible thing like that. So that's where we're at. We're going to be back down there in 2 weeks, and hopefully in the meantime that there's a deal made with our the governor's office and both the House and the Senate.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. If hope is all we can do, then we got a lot of that to give. Yeah, man. Now, aside from that, with what little time we have left, wasn't there like a roundtable thing you did recently?
Yeah, just at the end of last week, thank you for bringing that up. It was manufacturing roundtable discussion with businesses there as well. And what we discussed on what legislators in the state could do to be more friendly to our business owners and businesses that we want to draw into Pennsylvania. So one thing we discussed was permitting, the length of time it takes for these businesses to come in to draw permits. It takes sometimes years. And I know the governor did want to start fast tracking permits, but anyway, you hear so much that, well, look at Texas, that they do it right. Well, we're Pennsylvania. We are better, and we are one of the better states in the country, and I'm proud to be here as well as you are. And it's just we got to make things less complicated for good businesses coming in here, as long as they're doing the right thing. Taxing is another big issue where we'll have a lot of businesses going across the state right in Ohio to build because their corporate net income tax is so much lower than here in Pennsylvania. So there's some things we definitely need to work on and hopefully get done. Our corporate net income tax is going down as far as that goes, but it needs to go down at a much greater rate. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I am proud to be a Pennsylvanian, but I'm just hopeful that everybody keeps getting up and doing their jobs. And again, remember my saying, I don't want what I want what I need. I prefer we just keep spending on needs rather than wants. Like, I don't need that action figure from GameStop. I don't need to complete my collection just yet. I need food. I need a nice house to stay in.
Yes, yeah. Very true.
Well, okay, so like we said with the first thing, we can only hope that things get better. The budget is a very critical aspect of the government. Anyway, so with that said, this has been Wacho's Weekly Update. We'll see you next time.
Welcome back to this edition of Feel Good Friday. I'm here with Dr. Russell Hook. Dr. Russ, how's it going?
Good. How have you been?
Oh, fantastic.
Super.
Today we're going to talk about the middle back.
Yes. The middle back supports and contains the heart and lungs with the ribs and shoulders, and oftentimes people go through discomfort, even agony with that kind of thing. Muscle spasms, intercostal neuritis. What we're going to start with is we're going to start with normality as to what average or normal should look like, and then some variations of that produce the pain and discomfort that we see a lot in our office. So we hope that that's an informative clip for you, and if you have any questions that you'd like to have answered, you can send them in to Dr. Degenhardt Chiropractic, West Broad Street, Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
Yes, please send those questions in if you have them. We'd like to thank Dr. Russ for joining us in this edition of Feel Good Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Kesalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Anthracite coal mining in northwestern Schuylkill County began a long decline following World War II. Ashland, however, had more to give to the world, including on the basketball court. From 1949 to 1951, the independent Ashland Greens took the court in town. Owned by the local Greens Dairy, they would host many professional teams on the Ashland High School's gym's floor. Even the Boston Celtics came to town to play the Greens during their tenure. For the 1952 season, the York Cleaners of the Eastern Professional Basketball League, which would eventually evolve into the CBA, relocated to Ashland and assumed the Greens name. This arrangement, however, would last only 3 games, all losses, before the franchise moved again to Hazleton, becoming the Mountaineers. Meanwhile, former Ashland High School basketball coach was making his mark in the college ranks at the same time. Alvin Doggy Julian had played and coached several sports in his career. He had played for several Eastern Pennsylvania minor league baseball teams in the 1920s and had been a member of the 1924 Pottsville Maroons NFL squad. From 1933 to 1935, he coached these Ashland teams plus its basketball squad. Under his tutelage, Ashland's 1935 Black Diamonds football team won the state championship, defeating Altoona 6-2 on the latter's home field. Julian soon chose to focus on basketball exclusively, and a career that saw him ultimately elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame. He won 379 games with Muhlenberg, Holy Cross, and Dartmouth. Ashland residents also still enjoy going to the movies during this time and have multiple options to view them at. The Roxy Theater at 502 West Center Street and the Temple Theater at 636 West Center Street, both with exquisitely designed architecture, delight moviegoers for decades in town. They will remain open until the mid-70s. In 1962, Ashland would then open to the world a renowned area attraction. The Pioneer Tunnel operated as a coal mine from 1911 to 1931. When the Depression forced its closure, mining equipment was left inside when the mine was sealed up, as its owner, the Philadelphia and Ring Coal and Iron Company, hoped to restart operations when the economy recovered. The mine was never reopened for business, however, and lay sealed as an intact time capsule until Ashland town leaders decided it would make a wonderful tourist destination. And today, the mine and its sister attraction, the Henry Clay Locomotive, named after the man who gave Ashland its name, remain major attractions in the anthracite region. Another Ashland native would become a notable science fiction writer in the 1970s. Janet Jepson had been born in town in 1926. Her first published work appeared in the Saint Mystery magazine in May 1966. Her first novel, The Second Experiment, reached bookstores 8 years later. In 1970, Jepson met Noah's science fiction writer Isaac Asimov. They would be married on November 20th, 1973. Together, they would branch out into children's science fiction with the Norby the Robot series, first appearing in 1983 with the book Norby the Mixed-Up Robot and continuing through 10 sequels. Though Janet did much of the work in the Norby series, publishers requested Isaac's name in the books as well due to his previous fame. Janet, who in between her books worked as a psychiatrist at the William Allenson White Institute of Psychoanalysis, would publish such titles as The Last Immortal, Mind Transfer, and The Package in Hyperspace, as well as numerous anthologies and collections. Janet Asimov died in 2019. Around the time the Pioneer Tunnel opened, however, a grim series of events were triggered in neighboring Centralia that left some to wonder if Father McDermott's supposed curse in the town from 100 years prior might in fact be real. Up till then, Centralia had done well over the years. Its coal mines had flourished during anthracite's peak, much as Ashland's had. In October 1913, the town region had breathed a sigh of relief when miner Thomas Tomaszewski had been rescued after 8 days trapped underground at the Centralia Colliery, the second time Tomaszewski had been buried alive. Centralia was served for years by the Lehigh Valley Railroad and had trolley service to Ashland and Mount Carmel in the early 20th century. And Centralia High School, opened for classes in 1885 and rebuilt in 1937 after a fire 2 years prior, served the community until it was merged into the Mount Carmel Area School District in 1951. By the early 60s, Centralia was a small if solid community of roughly 1,500 residents. In May of 1962, the town council met to determine the best way to clean up the town landfill, which had been built earlier that year in an old strip mine to try and discourage illegal dumping in the borough. They determined a controlled burn would be the best way to do so, despite Pennsylvania law heavily regulating such activities. The pit was filled with incombustible materials, and a fire lit on May 27th. Firemen doused all visible flames afterwards, but trash on the north side of the landfill had covered a hole leading into the abandoned mines underneath, which thus was not fireproofed. As a result, flames went through the hole and continued to burn despite further efforts to put them out. 3 separate efforts throughout 1962 and 1963 to extinguish the blaze, by then well entrenched underground, proved ineffective due to several factors. By 1980, the situation underneath Centralia was starting to cause havoc on residents' health, with high levels of carbon monoxide and dioxide concentrations seeping into town. For 12-year-old Todd Domoski, the fire almost proved fatal on February 14, 1981, when a sinkhole opened underneath him in his grandmother's yard, leaving him clinging for his life to a tree root above the fire until his cousin Eric Wolfgang pulled him to safety. Taking note of the deteriorating situation, Congress in 1984 allocated $42 million to relocate Centralia's residents. Many of them took the buyout offer and moved away. Eminent domain was then invoked in the town in 1992, and most of the buildings not yet occupied by holdouts were demolished. Today, Centralia, perhaps victimized by Father McDermott's curse, is one of the most infamous ghost towns in America, with less than 10 residents still living there, the mine fire still burning underneath it, as it likely will for several centuries to come.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
If you're on active duty, retired from the military, a member of the National Guard and the Reserves, or a military family member, you may be eligible for a military auto insurance discount. You could save up to 15% on your total auto insurance premium. And veterans, when it comes to your auto insurance, it pays to compare, literally, because when you're saving, you're actually paying yourself, right? What are you paying now? What's 15% less than that? Well, that 15% means that's money you're keeping every year. Would you rather give that money to your insurance company or keep it for yourself? And to find out just how much you could save, call the number on your screen right now. Speak with a licensed insurance agent. Let them compare companies. Only then will you really know which one is the lowest. You could save up to 15% off your insurance, so it's worth a quick call to learn more.
1-800-277-0198.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Your